Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another tutorial video. If this is your first time hearing my voice, my name is Emame and you're highly welcome to my channel. I'm so grateful to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how I was able to make this beautiful dress. It's an exaggerated hip mini dress with a princess style line and underbust tightening. So if you'd like to know how I was able to cut and sew this, please do well to watch to the end. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, and let's get straight into it. Now I'm going to start by drafting out the pattern for this dress. I'll start with the front pattern. I have my pattern paper here, and from the top of the paper I'm going to mark down 0.5 inches. This 0.5 inches is going to serve as the starting line and also as the shoulder line. So I'll mark it right there and draw a straight line across. And now from that starting line I'm going to mark the chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5, and that's going to give me about 8.5 inches. Next I'm going to mark the shoulder to bust point, which is about 10.75. Next will be the shoulder to under bust, which is 14 inches. Then the shoulder to waist, which is 17 inches. And then I'm just going to mark the shoulder to the full length since my tape is still at the starting line. And I'm going to be working with a length of 34 inches because my fabric is very little. So I'm just trying to minimize and manage what I have. So I'll mark 34 inches as the length, which is actually very short. So if you want yours longer, please do at least 35-36 inches depending on your height anyways. And then I'm adding 1 extra inch for allowance, so I have 35 inches as the length. And I'll take the start of my tape to the waistline so I can mark my waist to hip measurement. So my waist to hip is 8 inches, but since this is an exaggerated hip style, I'm going to raise it up by 1 inch, so my waist to hip for this dress would be 7 inches. I've drawn the lines across, as you can see. I did that off camera. So from the top I have the starting line, next chest line, bust point, under bust line, waistline, the waist to hip line, and then the dress length and 1 inch extra for hemming allowance. Now this is all I have for the vertical measurements. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark some of the horizontal measurements. So I'll start by marking out the shoulder width measurement, which is the shoulder to shoulder divided by 2. So my shoulder to shoulder is about 15.5 divided by 2. I have about 7.75. I'll mark that on the starting line at the top, which is the shoulder line, and I'm also going to mark that on the chest line. So I'm marking 7.75. I'll connect those 2 points with a straight line this way. Next I'm going to go ahead and mark my neck width and neck depth. So for the front neckline, I'm trying to do like a boat neckline. So for the neck width, I'll be marking 4.5 inches. You can do 5 inches if you want the neck wider. You can do a round neck if you want, but my neck width was 4.5, and then my neck depth was 3.25 inches. So 4.5 inches by 3.25 inches. And then I'm going to bring my curve ruler and try to get a nice curve, and I'll curve the front neckline connecting the neck width of 4.5 inches down to the neck depth of 3.25 inches. I used the pencil first so I can be satisfied with the curve I want before I went in with my marker to thicken out the curve. So from here I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder slant. So I usually use 1.5 inches for my shoulder slant, but I'm going to use 1.25 inches because I'm doing an extended shoulder. So let's just follow along for now. So I've marked 1.25 inches from the top of the shoulder on that shoulder line downwards, and I'll connect from the neck width, passing through that 1.5 inches shoulder slant and extending the line. I just extended the line, no specific measurements yet. The next thing I'll do is to draw out my armhole curve, and to do that I'm going to bring my tape and place it from the shoulder slant down to the chest line. So along the straight line we have there, I'm going to mark the midpoint. After marking the midpoint, I'm going to go inwards toward the center by 0.5 inches, and then I'll come over to the chest line and I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Bust circumference is 40 inches. Divided by 4 is 10 inches. I'll connect from the shoulder slant to the 0.5 inches inward and then down to my bust circumference on the chest line, and that's going to give me my armhole curve. I'm using a pencil because I'm going to draw out another curve. This is just the regular armhole curve for now, but since we're doing an extended shoulder, I'll come over to the shoulder slant along the line I extended there, and I'll mark out 2 inches. And this is going to be the guide for me to draw out my new armhole curve. So I'm extending the shoulder by 2 inches. Now I'm going to mark ½ inch from that 2 inches I've extended. I'll mark ½ inch downwards on a straight line. just so that I can curve out that extension a little bit so that it doesn't end up being straight. So that's why I came down for my shoulder slant by 1.25 inches instead of 1.5 inches, because I know I'm still going to come down from the extension a little. I really hope you understand what I'm doing and what I'm trying to say. So from that new 2 inches that I've extended the shoulder by, I'm going to just place my curve ruler again and then curve from the chest line where I have my bust circumference divided by 4, curve it to the 2 inches I have extended on the shoulder, as you can see. So that is going to be my actual armhole curve. Now we're done with the top. I hope you get it. Now come over to the body of the dress, and the next thing I'm going to mark is my bust span measurement so that we can insert all our darts. So I'm going to mark my bust span divided by 2. It is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4 inches. I'll mark that from the center of the paper inwards on the bust point, under bust, waist, hip, dress length, and the allowance. So just from the bust point down to the end of the dress, I'm going to mark inwards bust span divided by 2. After marking it, I'm going to connect the point with a straight line right here. Now next, I'm going to go over to the under bust, or first of all from the waist, so that I can start inserting my darts. So for the waist dart, I'm going to be using 0.625 inches on both sides of that dart line. That's going to be my waist dart. So 0.6 on the side toward the center and 0.6 toward the side. So you can see the center front and the side front. Now I'll go over to the under bust because I want to do a little under bust tightening here. So toward the center, I'm marking 0.6 as well, while toward the side, I'm going to be marking 1 inch. So 0.6 toward the center and 1 inch toward the side on the under bust. So those figures there are for my under bust tightening, or you can also call this a princess dart bustier dress. So now go ahead and curve from the under bust to the bust point with a curve like this. Just watch what I am doing with my ruler. I'll curve the side as well upwards, and then I'll connect from the under bust to the waist on the center part, as toward the center, with a straight line. And then before I continue, I'm just going to go over to the hip and mark upwards 2 inches because that's where I want my dart to stop. I'm not going to take this straight down to the end. No, I don't like the way the silhouette ends up. I don't like the way it comes out whenever I take my dart straight from the under bust down. I can do that for some blouses, but for a dress, I really don't like the way it comes out. So this is how I've connected it from the under bust toward the side, straight down to 2 inches above the hip. Now, before I draw out the princess curve, I'm going to shape up the pattern first. So I'll mark my horizontal measurements divided by 4. So on the chest line, my bust circumference divided by 4 is 10 inches, and that is already marked on the chest line there. Now I'm going to come over to the waistline, mark my waist circumference divided by 4. So my waist circumference is 32 inches. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. I'll mark that on the waistline right here from the center inwards, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the measurement I have on the waist. That's the waist dart, and then I'm going to mark that here so I don't have any shortage. After marking the waist measurement, I'm going to go over to the hip, and I'm going to mark my hip circumference divided by 4. Hip circumference divided by 4 is 10.25 for me. I'm going to mark that 10.25, and since this is an exaggerated hip style, I'll go ahead and add 2 extra inches to my hip circumference divided by 4. So you can add more than this, but you don't want to do too much, except that is the style you're going for. So you can do from 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches. I did 2 inches here. Now to the full length, I'll go ahead and just take whatever it is I have on the hip line. That includes the 2 inches I added. So everything is about 12.25, and then I'll add an extra 1 inch. So I am increasing the dress length by 1 inch. So the dress length is the entire hip measurement plus 1 inch, just so that it doesn't end up being straight from the hip down. So I'll go ahead and connect the points from the chest to the waist, waist to hip, and hip to dress length. Now I'll go ahead and add my sewing allowance of 1 inch. I'm using only 1 inch because my fabric is very little. So on the side, I'll mark 1 inch on the chest, on the waist, and the hip and dress length, and I'll connect all these points together. Now I'm done shaping up the pattern, the next thing I'll mark is my side dart. So how I get the figure for my side dart is by subtracting my front and back shoulder to waist. So my front shoulder to waist is 17 inches, while my back shoulder to waist is 15.5 inches. So you take this by measuring yourself, front and back. So 17 minus 15.5 will give me 1.5 inches. So this is the value for my side dart. So I'll go ahead and mark it from the bust point on the side downwards, and I'll use my straight ruler to draw out the side dart from the bust point down to the side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to draw out the princess curve. So using my tape, I'll try to measure around the armhole curve so I can get the midpoint, and that's going to be where I'll be starting my princess curve from. So after measuring around the armhole, I have the midpoint of it. I'll bring in my curve ruler and I'm going to place it this way so that I can blend it smoothly from the armhole down to the bust point so that it can meet the other darts there. So this is it for my princess curve. So the next thing to do is to close the side dart, and then I cut out my pattern. So I'll pick the line at the top, that's the bust point line, fold it over the other just to close the side dart. Basically use my sellotape to hold it in place, and then it has some shortage on the side from closing it, so I'll go on to replace that shortage on the side first, and then I'll go ahead and cut everything out. You can see that I've cut out the sides, the armhole, the shoulder, and the neckline. Now I'm going to take out the darts because we cannot cut out our pattern like this. It is not going to lay flat. So I'm going to remove the darts on paper. So we're just going to join the center front and the side front together. So this is it here. This center front is going to be cut on fold, while the side front we're going to be cutting out 2 pieces for the side. So this is it for our front pattern, and all along the edges we'll be adding 0.5 inches, and this other part of the side as well will be adding 0.5 inches where we're going to be joining to another fabric. So now this is it for the front. I'll go ahead and draft out the back pattern. So using another fresh piece of paper, I'll first of all mark inwards 1 inch, which is going to serve as my zipper allowance. So I'll mark it from the top down to the end of the paper. Next, I'll go ahead and mark down 1/2 inch, which is going to serve as a starting line and also as a shoulder line for the back. So I'll draw a line across this way. This is 1/2 inch, just like I did for the front. And I'm going to place my tape from that starting line and mark down my chest line, which is 8.5 inches. Next, I'm going to mark my shoulder to waist for the back. So my back shoulder to waist is 15.5 inches, not 17 inches like the front. And then still leaving my tape there, I'm going to mark out the full length of the dress. So the full length of this dress is 34 inches minus 1.5 inches, which is the difference between my front shoulder to waist and back shoulder to waist, 1.5 inches. I'm going to mark 32.5 inches instead of 34 inches so that everything is going to align eventually. So I'm subtracting 1.5 inches from my full length measurement for the back, because in front I have my side dart which has been closed. I really hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So now I also mark the waist to hip, and then I added 1 inch to the end of the dress. So 1 inch is for hemming allowance. So from the top I have starting line, chest line, waistline, hip line, dress length, and 1 inch allowance. I hope that is clear. Now the next thing I'm going to mark is my shoulder width measurement. So shoulder to shoulder divided by 2 is 7.75. I'll mark that on the starting line and chest line and connect the 2 points with a straight line. For my back neckline, I'm going to be marking a neck width of 4.5, just like I did for the front. And now for my back neck depth, I would like to have a low back. So I want it to stop on the chest line, which is 8.5 inches. So I'll place my curve ruler this way and just curve from my neck width of 4.5 down to my chest line. So I have a little deep scoop for my back neck. Now I'll come over to the shoulder line and mark down 1.25 inches for the shoulder slant, and from the neck width I'm just going to slant it down this way, extending the line a little bit because you know we're going to have an extended shoulder. But before I finish up with that, I'm going to take up zipper bulge. So on the back waistline, I'm going in by 1/2 inch and I'm going to connect this upwards to the edge of the starting line this way, and then I'm going to connect this down to blend into the hip. Now I'm doing this so that my zip doesn't bulge and everything lays flat after I'm done sewing. So I'm going to go ahead and measure in the 1 inch that I initially kept for my zipper allowance. So from the ½ inch I've gone inwards, I'm going to go in by 1 inch so that I can have my full zipper allowance. So after marking that 1 inch inwards on the waistline, I'll connect it to the top, that's to the starting line, and down to the hip. So after this, you can go in with your tape to just confirm if you have your full zipper allowance available, which is 1 inch. So this other 0.5 inches we've gone inwards by is going to be cut off, and it is not part of the zipper allowance anymore. So we now have a little arch at the center back. So I'm confirming the 1 inch zipper allowance from the top down to the end, and after this I can go ahead to mark my horizontal measurements. So coming over to the chest line, I'm going to start from this new zipper allowance line inside, the one inside, and from there I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 10 inches. So I'll go ahead and draw out my armhole curve. I've already marked the midpoint of the armhole line from the shoulder slant down to the chest line. I marked the midpoint, so I'm going to curve the chest line to meet the midpoint of the armhole line, as you can see. So I'll extend the shoulder by 2 inches just like I did for the front, and then I'll come down by 0.5 inches on a straight line, and I'll go ahead and curve it out a little bit. So this is my extended shoulder, but with a slight curve, a slight downward curve. And now I'll go on to draw out my new armhole curve so that it can meet the new extended shoulder. So this is it for the back armhole. I hope that is understandable, please. Now I'm going to move on to shaping up the back of the pattern. So placing my tape on the new zipper line, I'm going to measure inwards the bust circumference divided by 4, which is already on the chest line marked there. Now I'm not inserting any darts to this back pattern. So on the waistline, I'm going to measure my waist circumference divided by 4, which is 8 inches. I'll mark that from the new zipper line inwards. I did not start from the old zipper line. I started from the new one inwards so that you don't have any shortage. Now I'll go over to the hip line and mark the hip circumference divided by 4, which is 10.25. I'll add 2 extra inches for the extended or exaggerated hip, and then I'll take whatever I have on the hip and mark it on the full length, which is 12.25, and then I'm going to add an extra 1 inch just so that the end is not straight down. So I'll mark the same thing on the allowance, and I'll connect the sides together. And if you want to add that to the back of your own dress, you're just going to mark in your bust span measurement divided by 2, and then you can mark about 0.5 or 0.6 on both sides of that line, and then you connect it upwards to about 2 inches away from the chest line and downwards to about 2 inches away from the hip line. So you can go ahead and insert that if you want, but I won't be inserting any darts because I feel too lazy to sew darts on this dress. So I'll go ahead and connect the sides together from the chest down to the waist, waist to hip, and hip to the dress length. So now the next thing I'll do is to add my side seam sewing allowance of 1 inch. So following the same method I used in curving the sides, I'm just going to curve the allowance as well. Now before I cut it out, I'm going to do one last thing. So I'll come over to the waistline and I'm going to further take off some zip bulge. So on both sides of that waistline, I'm going to go upwards by ½ inch and then downwards by ½ inch as well. So I'm taking off 1 inch from the waistline. Then I'm going to draw a straight slanted line from that 0.5 inches to blend to the waistline on the side. So from the top and the one below, I'm just going to blend it into the side of the waist and then just take it straight into the zipper allowance. Now I'll be closing this up, but you know, after I close it, it's going to make the back shorter a little bit. So it's going to make it shorter by 1 inch. So I have to replace that 1 inch at the hem. So I'll go downwards from the hemming allowance by 1 extra inch. I'll connect it to a straight line into the zipper and then with a slanted line into the side of the dress. So I have replaced that 1 inch I have taken off from the waist and I have added it to the hemline. I started doing this a few months ago and I realized that it was much better because I used to always feel like the back of my dress is shorter. You know, after your bum pushes it out, it will now become shorter. So I started adding to the length after taking it off from the center. So I've cut out the hem and the sides all around the dress. So I'll go ahead and close up that 1 inch dart I have at the center of the waistline. After closing it with my tape, I'll go ahead and finish cutting off that extra zipper bulge I went inwards by 0.5 inches. the zipper bulge I'm trying to get rid of actually. So I'm going to cut it off this way, and this is what I have for my back pattern. So for this back pattern, we're going to be cutting out 2 pieces of this. One is going to be for the left side of the back and the other one will be for the right side of the back, and then half of an inch allowance will be added to the neckline, the shoulder and the armhole. We already have the zipper allowance, the side seam allowance of 1 inch, and the hemming allowance of 1 inch. So this is everything for our back pattern. Now this is where I'm going to end with this video. I'll continue with the sewing tutorial in my next video, where I'll show you how I cut and sewed everything together. So please do well to turn on your notifications so you get notified when I post another tutorial, which is the next part. And also subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please like, share this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.